Hey guys, this is Victor12, and just getting into the VR realm here. I'm trying out a game called Onward. One of my friends, Tim, kind of turned me on to this game. It's a mil-spec shooter for VR, and we'll just be checking out some of the small details of it and just trying to figure out how it works. I'll show you guys what I know so far. So we'll just go to the shooting range and we'll try out some things. Alright guys, so welcome to Onward. This is just like I said, a new VR game, mil-spec type shooter. It's going to be a little bit like, I wouldn't say Call of Duty, but it'd be more like Counter-Strike. It's definitely more Counter-Strike-ish. It's a 4v4 shooter. You have one life. You're supposed to go after objectives. But basically, we'll be showing you how this game kind of works. So you just pick up a helmet and put it on your face, choose a team, and then we'll just be going to the shooting range, and I'll just show you some of the details of it. We're going to go pretty basic. We're not going to choose anything really outlandish or out of the ordinary. I just want to show you how some of these things work. M16, you can choose sights on it, holographic, red dot, whatever, foregreps and other such things like you normally would. These are all available on release. You don't have to unlock them. But in the future, I'm sure there's going to be like a Battlefield-like type where you want to unlock some of these things. And then you check your secondary weapons and other types of stuff you're bringing with you. The rest of your loadout. Once your loadout is complete, you're just going to go ahead and hit start mission. And then we'll go into some of the details of the game. Apologize for the mic setup. It's not really all that loud, so I'm having to yell louder at you to kind of show you what's going on. Cool. This is the shooting range. This is all we have available to us. So as you can see, your tracker or your controllers are now hands. You can choose to have them be the standard controllers if you'd like. Now, I'm going to be using grip buttons, trigger buttons, and a trackpad primarily as my tools I'm using to maneuver around in the area. For my setup, I'm using my left hand trackpad to physically move around like a joystick or controller. And then you can physically turn around kind of like you would on another first-person shooter game using the opposite stick, except now you're just turning your body to move forward and backward. The one weird thing is you can get disoriented if you're not mentally prepared to move forward or backward or whatever, especially in VR. It can be a little bit disorienting. I already had that problem a couple times, but you start getting used to it. It has a lot to do with mentally knowing where you want to go, because if you don't know where you're going mentally, then you get sick, which kind of sucks. Alright, cool. So for picking up your primary weapons, so this is all my kit set up. For manipulating your primary setup, your primary weapons, you're going to be using the grip buttons on both hands. So to pick up my weapons, those would be my primary instruments. Those would be using the grip buttons. To pick up grenades, syringes, and other things, I'll be using the trigger buttons and manipulating those objects with the trigger. Cool. So with my primary shooting hand, I'm going to grip and pick up my primary weapon. I also have a proximity sensor on this secondary supporting hand, so it'll automatically go to the foregrip when it gets close to where it should be. Using your trackpad on your right hand, I can hit left, and that'll switch between the firing modes, and you can bring it up to your face and fire like you would on a normal weapon. Like I said, you can switch to single fire mode. And conserve ammo and shoot that way. Cool. So I'm going to lay into a few more targets here, and then I'll show you how to reload. Okay, so the weapon's now empty. You can see it empty. On the trackpad, on your right hand, you can slide down, and now you drop your magazine. With your left supporting hand, you can use the trigger to pick up the magazine. You slide it where it should go, and with the trigger again, you can pull the charging handle and slide it forward, and then you're ready to go again. That's that easy. And then when you're done, you can just use the trigger buttons on both of your controls to drop your weapon, and it will just fall to your side like that. You can do the same thing, picking up your secondary weapon using the grip buttons on both on either control, but your primary shooting hand. And then the proximity sensor I also have, again, will go up and move into the supporting hand for your pistol setup. And you can just remove it away. It's very easy to use. And then as you can see here, batteries and stuff, you can physically get down on a knee and use your cover like you would in a normal shooter. So you just have to physically move them. So I can like pop up, over cover, and then shoot. Not bad. So yeah, and then also same thing with reloading your pistol. Slide down, using my supporting hand, pick up the magazine, and then I can use up on the trackpad to slide forward. So if you have any actual weapons firing experience, it's actually fairly similar. So it's kind of interesting. You can use the sights. The way you line up the sights is exactly as you would in a normal weapon use. Like I can pretty much put the rounds exactly where I want to, like if I were actually at the shooting range. When you're done, you just drop it back. I want to manipulate my grenade now. So to do that, I have to use the trigger on my primary hand. On my secondary hand, I can use the trigger and pull the pin. And then I'm going to throw the grenade by releasing the trigger. That's how you manipulate grenades. Usually you can throw them farther. I don't want to hit my ceiling fan today. That's already been a problem today. And then also you have your syringes. So we'll show how you use that. You actually have to physically be hurt in order to use it. Ow. Okay. Using my trigger, I'm going to pick it up. I point it in toward myself. And I press up on the directional pad to actually administer it. And then I just toss it when I'm done with it. And that's basically it. So that's how you manipulate and use a lot of your kit and setup in Onward VR. So I can pick this up again, and when I'm physically ready, I can move. So like bumps and rocks are kind of weird, disorienting, because you're going to auto walk over them when physically you want to step over them. It's kind of weird. So as I walk, you can bring up the weapon to your face, and it's going to slow your walk speed or your run speed. I'm trying to increase how fast I reload and stuff. Still for practice. We're going to do the same. Pick up my secondary weapon, keep them like that. Keep running forward, engaging targets. And like that. So that's pretty much Onward VR. It's how you maneuver around, manipulate your objects, reload, things like that. Also with your left hand, you use the trigger button, and on your left shoulder you have a radio. Check 1, 2, check, check. And you can use that to communicate with your team, which is interesting. So it's kind of like Arma 3 in the fact that you have a radio that you can physically use to talk to your team members and coordinate with. So it's pretty awesome. As you can see here, if I crouch, now my crouch speed, walking wise, is a lot slower. And then I stand back up again, and I'm basically running. So there's a lot of interesting features here in Onward, things that will improve over time. This is still kind of a basic setup game, but maneuvering around is kind of hard. Like I said, mentally, you have to know where you want to go before you actually walk in that direction, because it can get really disorienting, and then you're kind of screwing yourself after that. But playing around in the range, you have a lot of options. Try different things. And you can easily swap between weapons. Or even take cover. So, a lot of interesting, cool features to use. And like I said, also the radio piece. But this is Onward for Steam VR. And Beaker 1-2. And I'll see you guys.